don't know what you're thinking, but we're going to do it like that, buddy. Oh, damn. They can hear me. Run that Dave Ramsey joint. Let me turn this down just a tad bit. Oh, wait a minute.
Your income doesn't matter. Your age doesn't matter. Your race doesn't matter. Your geographical location doesn't matter. There's a thing that you and I are dealing with in your money, and it's called math. And none of those things I just mentioned give you a pass on math. And where people get themselves in trouble, including when I went broke many years ago because I was stupid, we get ourselves in trouble when we don't bother and do the math before we do the transaction. We're the stupid woman from San Diego who leased her dog for $5,400. We make $90,000 a year, and somehow in our brains figure out that our children deserve a $50,000 Honda SUV. And now we have to take the kids out of private school because we can't pay the payments on the SUV and the private school because we didn't do math. We're 21 years old. We buy a $10,000 car, run up $10,000 in credit card debt, and have $10,000 in medical bills and make $30,000 a year. When you make $30,000 a year, there's nowhere in that plan that the $10,000 car makes sense. There's nowhere in that plan that running up a bunch of credit card debt gives you any room to breathe. You already can't breathe. We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks. $28,000 income with 3 kids. Our health care is provided by Medicaid, which is welfare, because we qualify. If I go back to work, we won't qualify for that. And if I go back to work, they'll have to pay for daycare. When you make $30,000 a year, there's nowhere in that plan that the $10,000 car makes sense. There's nowhere in that plan that running up a bunch of credit card debt gives you any room to breathe. You already can't breathe.
I'm looping it.
We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks. $28,000 income with 3 kids. We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks. $28,000 income with 3 kids. We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks. $28,000 income with 3 kids. We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks. $28,000 income with 3 kids. We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks. $28,000 income with 3 kids. We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks. $28,000 income with 3 kids.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Dave Ramsey. Applaud the white man. Let's applaud the white man, especially the individuals in the community you call black. Let's applaud the white man because they don't listen to black men. So I had the great white man, Dave Ramsey, to help these trash asses. I mean, these individuals understand you cannot run around here and have 3 kids and be on welfare or don't have a job. Or as Dave said, got 3 kids and make $28,000 a year income, $28,000 with 3 kids. He put the emphasis on that. And there's a reason why he put the emphasis on that. He put the emphasis on it because the math is all wrong. Now, when Dave Ramsey started, Dave Ramsey said, you must first do the math before you do the transaction. A lot of us fathers, a lot of men, especially black, we are now victims of individuals that are now making the claim that they want to withdraw on the mission statement of getting a nut. I'm, I'm, I'm laughing at something else, man. They want to withdraw on the mission statement of getting a nut. No, I took this nut because no. But when they lay it on their back, it was, I love you, boo, and I love you, and we gonna raise a family, this and all that. And then when they get mad, they get mad at the weirdest things. They get mad because you didn't put their mother on your cell phone plan. You came home 3 minutes late. They get mad at the craziest things. And now the mission statement of taking that nut has changed. Appreciate you guys for being here. Today is the 8th of July, 2021. I need to tell y'all, I am on my bullshit today, okay? I'm on my bullshit. I'm going to just tell you right out the gate, I'm on my bullshit. I learned something a long time ago. When you come on here and you do this thing with quote-unquote passion, women, especially women of color, they make the claim that you're hurt. They make the claim you're hurt. You're hurt. You're hurt. And I'm like, I'm not hurt. I'm speaking. So now I used to do stand-up comedy. So now I'm adding my comedy to it, and now they sitting up in the cut like, it ain't just the Chiquitas. It's all of them. the old grandmas, the Fortune 500 women, the successful black, it's all of them. I got my sister, you know what, D. Smitty? I got D. Smitty up in this bitch. Let me tell y'all something. I was thinking about this when I was putting the title in about 6 minutes ago. Now, putting the title in. I said, you know what? My sister made my day yesterday. D. Smitty, thank you for coming in. Just chilling out with the kid. It feels good to have your sister just step in here. And the funny thing is, let me just tell y'all a little something. We have different mothers. So I was a little brother for the longest. She bumped me out of the youngest spot. She's younger than me. So I have to accept the fact that I'm not the youngest no more. But it feels good to have my sister up in this mug, kicking facts, throwing it up. It feels good. It really do. Thank you, D. Smitty. She's up in this bitch. All right. I got my man. I don't know how to pronounce that name, so I'm going to try to go with your last name. Matteo. Salute to you. Matteo, check this guy out on Instagram. He be jacking my videos, posting them on his shit. Now, it's funny as hell to go look at somebody else's channel and see your videos. But I appreciate that, man. I love that shit. Okay, Matthew, I got you. Okay, I got you. All right, Matthew. Appreciate you for being here, brother. Thank you for putting my videos on your platform. I definitely appreciate that. I appreciate that. Love you too, sis. Got you. Okay, in Hebrew. I did not know that. I appreciate you for being here. I do appreciate that. I'm on multiple platforms right now. So we're going to talk about something today. All right, what y'all just listened to was the great Dave Ramsey. And Dave Ramsey said $28,000 in income with 3 kids. Well, you got 3 kids to make $28,000. $28,000 with 3 kids. So let me give y'all a mathematical equation. One thing that always bugged me out is when I go on a dating site, I would see women and they say, "Yeah, I'm the mother." They just tuck the shit so fucking nicely, so eloquently. I'm talking. It's delusional on a grand scale. They be like, mother of 3, working hard, kids don't need for nothing, and then when you look at their shit, they make $25,000 a year. And I'm like, 3 people living off of $25,000 a year, that ain't cutting it. That's not cutting it. That is now, if I was to say this, individuals would be like, yeah, but you don't know how much child support you're getting. I mean, women, give me a second. What's going on, Matt? I see you. Salute to you too. Women, I don't know what it. My mom showed me this. This is why my sister being here. It just, I appreciate it, like on a grand scale, because sister, female, that means she listens to me and don't take offense like my mom and every individual that I've dated now. I'm 100 for 100 once they find out about my YouTube channel. And you just feel the change. And now I get everything is, I'm challenging women in my relationship based on a video. I never do nothing. It's just a video. I had woman tell me, after looking at your video, you threw up red flags. And I'm like, but I didn't do anything to you. It's a business. And they're like, yeah, you red flags. Okay. So let me run this Dave Ramsey clip back, if y'all don't mind. I'm going to run this thing back. And then we're going to start this thing up.
Your race doesn't matter. Your income doesn't matter. Your age doesn't matter. Your race doesn't matter. Your geographical location doesn't matter. There's a thing that you and I are dealing with in your money, and it's called math. And none of those things I just mentioned give you a pass on math. And where people get themselves in trouble, including when I went broke many years ago because I was stupid, we get ourselves in trouble when we don't bother and do the math before we do the transaction. We're the stupid woman from San Diego who leased her dog for $5,400. We make $90,000 a year, and somehow in our brains figure out that our children deserve a $50,000 Honda SUV. And now we have to take the kids out of private school because we can't pay the payments on the SUV and the private school because we didn't do math. We're 21 years old. We buy a $10,000 car, run up $10,000 in credit card debt, and have $10,000 in medical bills and make $30,000 a year. When you make $30,000 a year, there's nowhere in that plan that the $10,000 car makes sense. There's nowhere in that plan that running up a bunch of credit card debt gives you any room to breathe. You already can't breathe. We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks. $28,000 income with 3 kids. Our health care is provided by Medicaid.
Okay, that was Dave Ramsey. I appreciate that. My man Dion says, what's up, Chris? Thank you for being a voice. Yeah, being a voice. You know, one day I'm going to have a woman by my side. She's going to say, speak on it, honey. I don't think she's going to be black. I'm not saying I'm parading to get a white woman, but I just been shown that no matter what happens, I seem to just constantly be an enemy of my profession. Nobody wants to care about what I've been through. They just don't like the way I'm responding to it. So we're going to talk about something this morning. First, I want to thank my man Frog. I don't know if Frog is here, but I want to salute Frog for that $10 contribution via my Cash App. Thank you so much for that support in the movement. I want to send a shout out to Miss Page. I don't know where Miss Page is. Miss Page is missing in action. I helped Miss Page. Did a bankruptcy for Miss Page. I'm gonna get Miss Page in a headlock. She's gonna have me take us down to South Carolina, and I'm a get her. But to Miss Page, so I want to talk about something today. Now, people going across various platforms, the names change, but the message is still the same. I'm talking about fathers. I'm talking about men, and I'm also exclusively talking about Black men. We are in a cycle. We are in a vortex of stupidity gone wild. I say today, and I will always say, it's unfortunate that the dumbest people that I've ever seen in my life is a Black woman. Hands down. I'm not going to back up off that. I'm not going to be amongst the room of women of color and then change my narrative. I haven't seen animals that doing things so stupid. Now, the reason why I brought Dave Ramsey in the cut, because Dave Ramsey said 3 kids and make $28,000 a year income with $28,000 a year income. That means 4 people are living off of $28,000. That's what that means. And my message, no matter how you hear it, no matter what day it's saying, my message is shining the light on stupidity. So we're going to talk about that today, here on the 8th of July, 2021. Appreciate you guys for being here. Honestly, man, you guys could have been anywhere else in the world, but you say, hey, man, that dude is at it again. People, I have a platform, and my platform is not just coming on here doing. My platform is crossing many platforms. This is why I got into writing books. Now, what I always say to individuals is this. This is what I always say. This is what I always say. I always say to individuals, or they have heard me say it and just didn't pay attention to it. I always say that I started writing books because I wanted to give up doing videos. I wanted to give it up. And I wanted to give it up because of I got tired of launching out my material and individuals mistaking what I'm saying. But then the gods of great the gods of great came down upon me and said, you can't do that. Because the forces of good needs all the help it could get. And your lane, which is avenging the fact that you don't have a relationship with your daughter, avenge that. Make sure the world understand that, no, you will not be cast off as an individual that just busted a nut, and then walked away from the child. You're one of those individuals that you had a baby, you had plans, and the woman in today's world, they get so much support from all the women, especially women in the community you call black. They will get all the support of women. It don't matter, long as a man is the recipient of the action. Am I wrong? As long as a man is the recipient of the action, it's just. I got something to say about that. So I need y'all to follow me today. People, raising a child is hard. But what we've seen in the last decades, is with the feminist movement and all these things, women have came out of their shells. Women have let emotions lead them, but then they want to retreat back and say they're strong. I don't see that. Once you've shown me that you've supported something that's dumb, I would like for you to get the fuck away from me. Once you've shown me that when I say something as well as I can articulate, as good as I put it out there, as ample proof as I put when I speak, I never just blurt it out there without proof, and you still come up with the narrative that you're going to hate me or have something against me, I need you to go away from me. Like right now, just go on. Just carry your ass on. Go on. Because I am not going to sit back and allow stupidity to win. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to allow stupidity to win. I'm not going to go on social media and hear women of color say, we should start lying on our black men. We should start lying on them and say they raped us. And then say this to a group of women and they still say, well, what do you like about black women? I don't like that. Because find a black man and say, you know what I mean? And I'm going to the depths of the dumbest. Find one and say, you know what I mean? We should start raping bitches. You know what I mean? We should just start raping these bitches. You ain't going to find that. You know why? Because that's not smart to put on film. But you'll see a black woman that did it. I have proof that a black woman did it. And under her friends were like, yeah, that's right, girl. Yeah, that's right. We've also I kept these postings. We had another woman of color that said, my son ain't gonna be getting she's gonna be twisting out my son. That's why when my son get 13, he gonna be digging me out. Yeah, my son gonna be digging my out every week. So here's a woman that's on social media, black woman, of course, and this woman is saying publicly, my son gonna be fucking me. No, I'm gonna put my ass up in the air for my son and get all this support. Then when a superhero, yours truly, come and speak out against this, women in his family, women that say they love him, deem him the enemy. I can see if I was just barking off this book, I'd show y'all proof of my teachings by a black woman, the great Sister Shahrazad Ali. She said, but since gaming the black man has been a 400-year-old tradition, when a black woman speaks of you, it will not be kind words. Her words, not mine. I bring my curriculum forward. And yet, time and time again, I am always the enemy of women that claim they love me. I need y'all to follow me today. Excuse me a second. People, the dumbest thing that I've ever heard, the dumbest words that I've ever heard in my life was this: I'm a strong single mom. There is no such thing. There's no such thing. People, and you know why there's no such thing? Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Glad you asked. Because I was a single dad. I had custody of my daughter. Yep, just me. And guess what? When I had custody of my daughter, it shut my life down. I'm not understanding where the perspective of strong stress. Let me tell you something. The first day of school, I dropped my daughter off at school. I get custody of my daughter. The first day of school, I'm dropping my daughter off, and I'm driving my 6 Series. And I'm driving my 6 Series, and it ran out of gas. I literally had to run home about 2 miles, grab my other car. When I went to the school, my daughter was crying, and I was so hurt. She thought I left her. And that, I tell you, if it's the one thing that I think about that I did wrong, she don't understand it as wrong. She just knew everybody left her, and her daddy had not been there. And I got there, and my daughter was crying. And I just was like, I'm so sorry. I apologized to her. I just grabbed her, I hugged her up, and I said, I'm so sorry. Kids don't understand your car ran out of gas. That was just a real life situation. She was there with me when we took the taxi. She was there with me when I went and got the gas can, put the gas in the car, drove to the house, then took it, because Uber wasn't out then took a taxi back to the car. And and she was with me. She was with me. But then you got women that is playing this dumb game against fathers. And when I speak about it, you got something to say to me? You got something to say to me. You know, the angry man said something so many years ago. And what he said was, when I get a girlfriend, she's going to be from my platform. That's what he said. And I agree with that. I do. I agree with that. I'm not letting nobody tell me nothing no more. People, I'm too old. I'm not going to be 60 years old with 10 and 15 2-year relationships. I'm not going to do that. Even though individuals don't look ahead like that. Sorry, but I look ahead like that. I'm an ahead looker. I got D. Smitty up in here, but I have another woman in here named Christina S. Miss Christina, thank you for being here. I hope what I'm saying to you is not coming off harsh, but allow me to read your comment as I'm going to screenshot this and post it on my social media platforms. Hold on a second, Miss Christina. Screenshot? Christina says this. I didn't want to be a single mom. I just chose the wrong type of men to have kids with. I wanted to get married. Okay, let me start over. Christina says, I didn't want to be a single mom. I just chose the wrong type of men to have kids with. I wanted to get married, but 2 of them didn't want to marry me. I prayed for a solid foundation with a man. Let me applaud this fine-ass chocolate woman. You need to email me so I can marry you tomorrow. Let me applaud this fine-ass chocolate woman. Let me be clear why I said that. Let me be clear why I said that. This woman said, I pray for a solid foundation with a man. Holy fucking smokes. Holy fucking smokes. What the fuck is going on here? Holy. All right, I'm back. Let me. I got my sister D. Smitty. She chimed in. I like what my man Greg said. There's not a strong single mom. There isn't. Let me tell you something. I've been a single dad. It's stressful. You don't have a life. I don't care what individuals say. You don't have a life. You don't have a life. You can go ahead and think that that's what it is. You do not have a life. It is often said once you have children, it's not about you no more. It's about your children. I believe that. Ask me why I believe that. I appreciate that. Christina S. also said, God sent me to your channel. Damn. I like that. Thank you so much. Yes, it's stressful. Wow. How about that? How about that? Wow. I'm a League Logic 2019 at Gmail is my email. Gmail. Will it show up? This be bugging out, man. Sometimes my comments will be showing up. Freaking frack. There it is. That's my email right there. Adam, he's chiming in. I appreciate. I love it when I have my regulars in here. I do, man. I feel good about that. People, I'm here every morning at 11 o'clock. All right. I'm here every morning at 11 o'clock. Every morning. I realize now that all the things that I like to do, all the things that I want to do, this foundation is where it needs to be. I seen a John something. I seen a John. I've seen a John. Okay, there it is. John says, I've also been a single dad, and that was the only life worth living. Very well said. Let me applaud John. John, very well said. Let me go left for a second, even though it's still on the same thing. When my daughter was 6 years old, I started my daughter's company called Just Us Kids. I want y'all to listen to what I'm about to say. And I started my daughter's company called Just Us Kids Publishing. And my daughter wrote a piece called Bickering Parents. and I'm going to it's going to be reinciting reinciting my daughter's when she said which one? She said, I'm waiting for a response to your statement. Which one? A lot of them came up, and I'm got a whole bunch of things going on. I wanted to make sure that when my daughter spoke, and she spoke to other children, she would say, me too. Why do y'all think I got over $300,000 invested in sports memorabilia? Why do y'all think I collect watches? Why do y'all think why do y'all think I make sure all my cars, I keep the miles low on my car? I'm not doing none of this stuff for me. I did it I did all this to give to my child. She says, I meant a response on what I posted. Which thing you posted? So I wanted to make sure that when, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. With my military status right now, Atia Bradley's daughter is supposed to get free college. Not only is she supposed to get free college, she is also entitled to a $1,300 a month stipend. Atia LaShawn Bradley can't put aside her bullshit and say, okay, I'll get on that in a second. I like that though. I think when I got up and did that little rhetoric, I think that was it. But I got you. Listen, and I want to be clear. Atia LaShawn Bradley, she knows all the entitlements of her daughter. She knows. But I'm gonna tell you what you won't get. You won't get a white woman that's saying, I'd rather stick to my bullshit than have my daughter go to college. Her father has the ability to send her to college. Nope. She's going to go to college. But once again, when I'm trying to date somebody, I'm constantly getting individuals. Got me pegged as the bad guy. People, I'm not creating this content. I don't create the content. And so it is. I got Mr. Hall up in this bitch. He's up in this bitch. Appreciate you for being here. Want to make that clear. So check this out. When Dave Ramsey said that comment, I don't know if y'all picked this up. Dave Ramsey said, like the woman that leased her dog. Then he also said the woman that's making $28,000 a year. I don't know if y'all caught that. But Dave Ramsey was saying both of them. He mentioned some other instances too, but he didn't get gender specific. I don't know if y'all caught that. So I'm gonna play that back, and I'm using that to segue into what Miss Christina said. She said, being at one with a man is like I said yesterday. I'm gonna reiterate something I said yesterday. I don't know what it is people see in life. Companionship is the best ship in the world. The hell with a cruise ship. Get with companionship. People don't want to get married? Cool. So we can't say marriage. Get with companion. Individuals don't want to be companions. You got individual praising the single life, and I just got 50 million friends, and Nat take president. I had an individual tell me that's just how we do. So wait a minute. I came here to see you, but you're telling me that it's a we thing. Everything with that individual was a we thing. But the individuals don't see that. I'm an introvert. I'm not into the we thing. I'm not into the every time we go somewhere, you got to invite 50 million of your friends. It's amazing how people learn after the fact. They can't hear you when you're shouting, but for some reason they hear you real clear when you're not saying nothing at all. It's amazing, people.
Your age doesn't matter. Your race doesn't matter. Your geographical location doesn't matter. There's a thing that you and I are dealing with in your money, and it's called math. And none of those things I just mentioned give you a pass on math. And where people get themselves in trouble, including when I went broke many years ago because I was stupid, we get ourselves in trouble when we don't bother and do the math before we do the transaction. We're the stupid woman from San Diego who leased her dog for $5,400. We make $90,000 a year, and somehow in our brains figure out that our children deserve a $50,000 Honda SUV. And now we have to take the kids out of private school because we can't pay the payments on the SUV and the private school because we didn't do math. We're 21 years old. We buy a $10,000 car, run up $10,000 in credit card debt, and have $10,000 in medical bills and make $30,000 a year. When you make $30,000 a year, there's nowhere in that plan that the $10,000 car makes sense. There's nowhere in that plan that running up a bunch of credit card debt gives you any room to breathe. You already can't breathe. We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks. $28,000 income with 3 kids. Our health care is provided by Medicaid, which is welfare, because we qualify. If I go back to work, we won't qualify for that. And if we go back to work, if I go back.
Hello, Miss Lori. Miss Lori said, hi, all. A patient just got here. Bye, y'all. Thank you for being here, Miss Lori. All right, now I'm gonna use that to segue into what I'm gonna say right now. Companionship. If you listen to what Dave Ramsey just said, the woman. People, I'm gonna tell you something. What's going on? I got EJ up in this. He's up in this picture. My man Eric L. Jones. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Back in 2018 into 2019, my living expenses was a little over $8,000 a month. You know why my living expenses was just about $8,200 a month, $8,100 and some change? You know why? Because I didn't have a woman in my life. I didn't have companionship. I needed some estrogen in my life. When you do that testosterone thing, you get too high strung. A woman would have been in my life and be like, baby, we got the house we paying for up north. We got the shop we're paying for. We got the apartment we're paying for. Now you got another shop. You got 3 car notes. Baby, what are we doing? Baby, what are we doing? Right? Companionships is more like a committee. I need y'all to follow me. I need your thumbs up. I need you to stop going with me. I need y'all to listen to me right now. I'm talking about companionship. When I hear a woman talk about companionship in a highlight, I'd be like, wow, that's one right there. I appreciate that, my man, EJ, he said, dropping knowledge as usual. Yeah, but EJ, to the booty out niggas and the booty out nigga lovers, this is unusual. So I'm going to tell y'all something. When you do a lot as a man, you become testosterone heavy. You're leaning. You need a good woman in your life to balance that out. My sister seen a different side of Todd Smith, our father. I seen a different side of him. We all seen different sides. Our oldest brother, Todd, he's seen a different side of our dad. I seen a different side of him. I seen the side of our father that didn't allow a lot of estrogen in his life. And it ultimately brought him to his demise. People, you need that which is the opposite of you to help keep you balanced. When you don't have that, your demise, it's imminent. It's imminent. It's imminent. You need companionship. What's going on, Dion? Been a minute, man. I'm here every morning at 11. Your demise is imminent. It's imminent. I have a good life. People, I'm 52 years old. By the time I'm 55, my house is going to be paid off. I'm not going to have any bills. When I met individuals, I thought what they had and what we had, that by the time my zone was 55, I thought with that individual, it would have took what I was trying to do down to 53 and some change or 54. That individual said, nope. That's just me over there. When I come to you, you're going to have to pay me and this is going and just throw my whole thing off, right? When you have a plan in life, companionship gets you there a lot easier. Companionship make things a lot easy. At least it should. If you see an individual and they rolling out with a booty out nigga, it must ask you, well, what the hell is ultimately your agenda? If you see a man and he's saying, I want a strong black woman, and he decided that he want to get with an individual that is currently, I said currently, I ain't saying in the past. If they're getting an individual that is reckless, like individuals I met and they said, I didn't give them enough time to clean up their house. Listen, I met you doing hoish acts. Nope, you're doing that still. If that was in the past, I could have understood that. But when you deal with individuals and they put something behind them, now you're dealing with the new polished act. I need y'all to follow me. So when you deal with somebody or you meet somebody and you look on what they have dealt with in their past and say, okay, that's not okay. But you look and see what they currently are dealing with. You got to say to yourself, what is the ultimate game plan here? What is the game plan? A man with dreams needs a helpmate to carry out that vision. Boom. Let me screenshot that. It is screenshot. I screenshot that. You know why? Because individuals, they don't understand that. I think I have ran into individuals that think the only thing it takes to be a man is have a dick and some balls. Yeah, I got a dick and some balls. I don't just got one ball. I got two balls. I'm laughing at something else. But I'm a man, god dang it. Yeah. Man, you got both balls? Okay, come here. You know, how does that work? Oh my! What are you gonna do? I'm laughing at something else, man. I promise you, I'm laughing at something else. Let me back up to something else Dave Ramsey said. Dave Ramsey said math. So let's talk about math. People, the great Dave Ramsey also said that we, as humans, we navigate ourselves through life on a second grade comprehension level. Second grade. That means you don't need to be smart, have smarts to navigate yourself around in normal society, okay? Appreciate those thumbs up. I need y'all to follow me. I want to thank my man once again, Frog, for that contribution via my Cash App yesterday. I'm going to salute you, my man. Thank you so much. If you need to be to work at 11 o'clock in the morning and it's a 20-minute drive, you'll probably leave at 10:30. You won't leave at 10:48. You won't get there on time. You did the math. If it is your intention to be with somebody to grow old with and build with, one would hope that you engage with somebody that have tools that would make that a lot easier. As Matthew would say, a lot easier. I need y'all to follow me. We talking about math. I would hope that if you're driving down the street and you see a sign that says 55 miles an hour, driving down the road and see 55 miles an hour, I would hope that if there's ice on the road, you wouldn't be stupid enough to still do that. You did the math. I got Sean P. up in this mug. He said, good day, Chris. Good day to you too, homie man person. I would hope that you do the math. I would hope that you don't make Kool-Aid and say 5 pounds of sugar and dump the whole thing in there. I would hope that you measure out math calculation. I need y'all to follow me. But what we're seeing when it comes to transactions is where are you going? No, hold on. What the hell? What the hell? Hell, what the what are we doing here? Right? Mm-hmm. People, I'm gonna tell you something. When you're dealing with an individual that is navigating themselves in life via a visual perspective, I want, when everybody see me, I want to look like this and appear like this. Them individuals are terrible at math. You know why? Because they're calculating things based on what somebody else, the vision that they want to everybody else to perceive them. I got Johnny up in this mug. He said, what's up, you ugly motherfucker? Dang, Johnny, you harsh. What's going on, man? When you deal with someone that's a nerd, I invented nerdmatics. You ain't never heard the word before I said it. Nerdmatics, I'm constantly calculating and recalculating. I remember y'all telling y'all the story about when my dad first had the 76 Coupe de Ville, and the dashboard and the caddies was bland, 8-track tape player, fake wood, and so on. Then my dad got the 81 Fleetwood Brougham Coupe, white gold half vinyl top. The Fleetwood Brougham Coupe, the vinyl went over the back window. The Coupe de Ville, the vinyl started after the back window. That's how you knew somebody had a Fleetwood Brougham Coupe. They only made them 1 year, 1981. My dad had one of those. Now, I remember sitting in the back seat of my daddy's car, and I'm looking at the dashboard, and there's two numbers, and they're exchanging, 18, 31, 45, and I'm just looking. I never, ever, ever, ever asked my dad, when we were driving in your car, I noticed that those buttons, the numbers are always changing. It wasn't until I brought me a Cadillac and I found out what those things were. It was the computer trip system that was constantly monitoring the car. At this current pace, you're getting 18 miles an hour, 18 miles per gallon. At this current pace, you're getting XYZ. At this current speed, it was just constantly monitoring. People, as a nerd, that's what I do to myself. I'm constantly monitoring. If an individual think that they're going to go on the same perspective today as they went on last week or even 5 months ago, I assure you, you and dumb got a lot in common. Daryl G is up in this piece. He's up in this piecer. What's going on, man? We are now in the era where fathers are now options. And the unfortunate of this perspective, this new narrative, is it's only going to equal stress on the back end. Miss Christina said, let's talk about parenting with fathers with addictions. I'm gonna tell you something about that, Miss Christina. What I don't like to do is that's not my lane. Individuals with addictions, I can't enter that arena. I don't have an addiction. But I would say this. This is what I would say when it comes to addiction. So let me just say this when it comes to addiction. Let's just say I was in a relationship with a woman and she had an addiction. And this is just as equal as when individuals have bad attitudes. You ask that person to get help, and that person is insistent on not getting help. You got to come to a determination in your life where that person deems that more important than you and what y'all have, what you're trying to build, etc. And what's that other word that comes after etc.? Oh, etc. again. Hence the term, etc., etc. It's up to the individual, the fuse of understanding the role that that person with the addiction plays in the relationship. If they're the breadwinner, if they're not, if the fact that you work nights and their addiction is hampering the fact that you work nights when it's time for you to sleep in the day, and them now they at the helm of watching the children, they are now insufficient in that. There are a whole bunch of different variables when it comes to dealing with someone with an addiction. I can't speak on that. That's not my lane. It's not my lane. It's not. I speak strongly on fathers getting derailed with stupid perspectives like, well, I'm a strong mom, so I don't need a father. My kids don't need a father. Anything other than a man like me is an enemy to my system. The unfortunate thing of a lot of fathers out there, men like me, is we need a woman to be part two to our cause. Especially individuals that didn't have fathers in their life, and they want to make sure that any child born from their balls does not share the same faith. Okay? So when I talk about fathers, men getting derailed from our duties as a father, because that's what I talk about. People, I'm not going to stop this thing, man. I'm not. This ain't stopping no time soon. I want to be clear. I'm going to show y'all something. When they first sent me the copy of my book, it was a Caucasian man with a white son. And I said, hold on, partner. First of all, I'm not white. I had to, they never seen me. I submitted my book. They gave me the book, the publication and distribution deal. They never seen me. I didn't tell them nothing. I didn't tell them I was on YouTube. I didn't tell them nothing. I wanted the book to be accepted strictly from what I wrote. So I said, hold on. First of all, I'm a black man. Second, I gave birth to a daughter, not a son. Change that. And this is what they came up with. All right. If I die tomorrow, if the Lord says, all right, that's enough. If God say, Jesus, bring the ugly dude with the head. You talking about Chris, Father? Bring him on up here. I need to talk to him. My child that I gave birth to will know that mom was on the bullshit. Dad was a good black man. I didn't want my daughter. Appreciate that, Daryl. Daryl says, thanks for not stopping. We need to put women who are not team players in their place. Bingo. Thank you. I screenshot that. I'm actually going to post that on my social media. My child is a spinoff of me. The worst thing that could happen to my daughter is that Atia LaShawn Bradley is her mother. I can speak on this stuff here, and I can put the date behind it. Today is the 8th of July, 2021. Atia LaShawn Bradley is the worst thing that ever happened to my daughter. And ever could happen. Come sue me, please. I'm begging you. I need more content. You haven't had an L from me in a long time. But it's the worst thing. Atia LaShawn Bradley is the worst thing that ever happened to my daughter. I laid down with a woman that had graduated from Seton Hall with 2 degrees, an undergrad and a grad, and thought everything was good. But nope, it was, you're a black man. I can have an attitude with you. I can just get mad at you for no reason. This is why I don't allow attitudes in my relationship at all. I don't allow negativity. I'm not allowing it. I say this. Everybody say, nope, I'm not. I know, I understand. I'm not. And it's all lies. Another story. But the books, Child Support, Don't Do's is coming out next. After that, Child Support, Family Court is Family's Graveyard. And I might just put my daughter's name, the boop story. Because listen, you could hate me, woman. Yeah, you could hate me. But guess what? My daughter, mine, is going to say, you know what? I knew where my daddy stood, and I could back up everything he said. Because everything my daddy said, he did. So I don't need a woman by my side to listen to my material and then say, well, what do you like about black women? Yeah. I don't need a mom to ask me about my business as well and talk to me like I don't need you. My life, I would love to have you in my life. You're my mom. I would love to have a woman in my life, but I am not. When you understand my frequency, you will know. I know why I'm here. I know why. I know why me and my daughter don't have a relationship. I get it now. Because it needed to happen to somebody that said, you can say whatever you want about me. No, I'm not going to call you a B. No, I'm not going to call you a H. Nope, not going to call you none of that. But you're going to wish you was never born. The way I articulate. I don't have to. It won't be in vain. I know why I'm here. See you guys tomorrow at 11.